Blunt Cuts is a podcast fueled by creativity, curiosity, and empowerment. We cut through the daily mess of life. This is unfiltered honesty. Park your passive at the door. This is Blunt Cuts. Welcome to Blunt Cuts. I'm CJ. And today we're going to talk about opening space for happiness. That's right. I mean, making space and kind of that importance of happiness. So to me, happiness is kind of a deeper, long-lasting motivator versus like a fleeting spark or fleeting moment that I'd categorize as more like joy or laughter or like a moment of just like bliss. To me, happiness is much deeper. So I just want to kind of define that out to what that word means to me. And congruently, as I started thinking about happiness, I found that there's a lot of researchers working on the study of happiness. I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. And I find myself always, like if I'm in an airport or wandering through a new section at the library, I'm always drawn to books that have happiness or some sort of like, I've confessed this before, I'm a huge self-help guru in the book genre, but happiness is usually a trend that I tend to see myself wanting to read more about. So I asked myself, why I'm not unhappy, but could I be more deeply happy? I think probably yes. In that spirit of the word self-care, I'm not great at like making time for myself. This is something that I know I'm pretty awful at. I will always kind of put others first. I want to help others like achieve what they want to achieve. I want to help others with if they literally need some physical hands to help with something. Somebody needs donation. I'm one of the first to help or find other people to bring together. So I think that in that spirit of like self-care, one of the most powerful things that I've done is making a to-don't list. So we all have our to-do lists and we all start our day with a big list of, well, most of us probably do. I know I do, a big list of unattainable things that I want to accomplish in a day. And usually if I check off 3, I'm like really proud of myself. But we don't always talk about a to-don't list. And I started forming to-don't lists. A few years ago. I think I saw it on, maybe it's more than a few years because I think I saw it on Oprah, to be honest with you. And I think that they're super powerful. And I know I've never talked about it on Blunt Cuts, and I thought that it would be a good thing to kind of uncover and talk about a little bit more, especially in a time when we're probably all searching for a little bit more happy. And yeah, so I want to work through that today and show how that's really changed my outlook in so many ways. So I challenge you ladies to start figuring out what you want to let go of and start small. So this idea of making space for me purely is like, I do believe that we kind of have a mental capacity at a certain point that like we need to make some space. To be able to allow more positivity, more happiness, more fulfilling nature like into our headspace, right? So it can be as simple as kind of inventorying the things that consume your mental space or take you to a negative place more quickly. I know for myself, this list changes all the time. And I tend to keep like 2 lists, 2 to-don't lists, one for the little things and then one for the big things. And as frequently as I change it, that's as important as my to-do list builds up. So I'm always kind of checking my to-don't list and making sure that I'm still making the space in those right places. So let's start with the little things. I call these my please no more of this. So 1, getting the kids up and out of the door in the morning without tears. Now, the universe has solved this for me right now, being in a pandemic. However, that was a tough one. That was a big thing for us. And that was a thing that sent me into therapy every single session, being like, I don't know how to stop yelling at my children or crying in my car while they're not coming to the car. I don't know what to do. So that's a big one. And I think my solve there really was to get up earlier. I started getting up for my kids, you know, about an hour earlier than I had before to really prep things and not be in a rush. That was magic. The other thing that I did in that, which I have talked about on Blunt Cuts before, is I formed a uniform. So getting dressed for me in the morning was as quick as, you know, getting dressed. That's it. There was no real choice or decision architecture in that. It was black turtleneck, black bottom, and move. Semi black t-shirt if it's cold, warm outside, but that's about it. Another one on my little things list is doing laundry and never fucking catching up. So I'm halfway solving this on the daily, but the uniform thing for me worked because it made less clothing that I was washing less clothing. I had less clothing in general. Prior lives, I would go through everything in my closet and wear it, and then I would have piles and mountains of laundry. So I don't do that anymore. I've also tried to do this with my kids' clothes. They don't need 80 billion pairs of pants. I mean, I think that it's really sufficient for them to have like 7. And then we do laundry. And I'm doing laundry maybe more frequently, but I'm not doing it to the point where I have Mount Vesuvius laundry piles. I'm still working with myself on the putting it away, which I solved for everyone but me. Everyone else puts their own shit away. I just leave mine. So we're working on it. We're working on it. Another one is constantly checking email. That is another little no more, please. I made this conscious decision 3 years ago to not have work email on my phone anymore. And that helped me not constantly check email. So that was a big win. That was a big win. I still have my personal projects, my personal email, Blunt Cuts, all that's still there. But I don't constantly check those things because I kind of know where I leave those. But work is a hot mess. So I, at any given time, could check email and get sucked in for 3 hours. I know you. I hear you. You're listening to that. Yep, it happens. So yeah, that was an easy, please no more. And I just told work, I'm like, yeah, to take this job, I'm not going to have email on my phone. You all cool? Yeah, we're cool. Okay, cool. So I think that was like oh, that's not required. Great. Awesome. Perfect. Sign me up, because I don't think it is required in most companies. And if it is, then you know, but if not, I think you have that option. So another little thing for me on a to-don't list is meetings that are unnecessary. Can this be answered in an email? Can this be answered in a quick phone call? Do we need everybody on the page for this? Are there people we can report back to? Do we need to pull in 27 people into a meeting if it's unnecessary? So I'm very good about doing this. For my meetings, some other people are still working on this, so I'm still attending meetings that aren't necessary. Another one is, what's for dinner? Yeah, that fucking question. What's for dinner? I hate that question. I really do. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So we came up with a menu. We literally make a lunch or a dinner menu for our entire month, and the groceries are here, and whoever is the first one to ask that out of their mouth starts dinner. So everybody knows what's for dinner. So they can start defrosting or prepping or doing whatever they can to help mom if she's still on a call. So yeah, no more fucking what's for dinner. And then another super small annoying one is blow drying my hair. I fucking hate blow drying my hair. I have like a weird ass texture that just is kinky and wavy and not great, and still very much white girl hair, but not like, it's just not easy to manage without blow drying and then flat ironing and all the pieces. So I still hate doing it, but I got an undercut. So my entire underside of my haircut is completely shaved, and it takes 5 minutes. And some days I don't even like to do that for those 5 minutes, but I've really taken 20 minutes down to 5. So yeah, that's my little to-don't list. The big ones, which is like things I'm always working through. These are the ones I call my fuck nos. So polarized viewpoints. I think this is a big one. And I find that in times of election years or social unrest or 2020, this is just a real big one. And it's something that's on my big to don't list. And I think one way that I'm kind of coming to terms that I'm going to have to just really filter my media, and that's especially my social media. So if I don't want to see polarized viewpoints, I don't need to enter Facebook or Instagram or turn on a network television show because network television channel, because that is what I'm going to see right now. And it's not that it's just like leaving this space of like not having an opinion, because hey, I'm a fucking blunt person. Like I have opinions, but I think it's when it's all the way and not hearing anything on one side that's just maddening, because I think that we can have some grace with each other, and I think that we can come, together in some way, shape, or form. So that's a really hard one for me. Another fuck no is trying to make others happy. And this is one that I am consistently working on, and some days are better than others. But I really did learn that, like, I can't, especially with my spouse, I think that it's definitely been we live together all the time, right? So I can use him as my example, but I can't make him happy. Like, it's not my job, duty, prerogative. There's nothing I can do to actually make someone else happy. And that's where I'm coming from. I of course want to like help others, like be there for others, care for others. I'm way more empathetic than some days I'd like to be. So it's not about that. It's more about like the actual act of making someone happy is a lost battle. And it's something that I'm never going to be able to do. So yeah, that's a big fuck no. Friends that live in the past. So I've just cut that out. Like I've just kind of cut that life out. I don't love getting together and only hearing about like, oh, that one time when the same stories. Like I'm sick of the same fucking stories. Like I don't want that kind of friendship anymore. So yeah, I probably have way less friends because of that. Because I just don't want. It's just not genuine, and maybe it is genuine, but it's genuine in such a weird connecting way. Like I'm a whole hell of a lot of different woman than I was in high school or even college for that matter. And I just don't like living in the past. I want to continue to keep moving and growing. And I want friends to know where I am right now in the present. So if you don't know about my present and I don't know about your present, we don't need to be friends. So fuck no, sorry. Men who treat women disrespectfully. Yeah, that's a fuck no. So I will leave a meeting. I will leave a conversation. I will like pack up my shit and go. And then I'm probably going to tell you, why I fucking left and that you're a horseshit person. If you're a man who's like blatantly disrespecting women in front of me. Also women who treat women disrespectfully. Yeah, the same goes for us. I think that that's a big fuck no in my life. So yeah, the list of like having those things that you don't stand for and knowing them helps create this like unattached space with them that really brings room for all of the things you do want to accomplish and the person you do want to be. So I want to end on this quote that really resonates with me. When you are unattached, you have inner freedom. You have no investment in a particular outcome. And so you do what's necessary in that moment. You explore every option, are receptive to all new information. You do all of that and you trust because you have no attachment to either the result or how the result is produced. So that is from the book, The Power of Flow, Practical Ways to Transform Your Life with Meaningful Coincidence. So I think that idea of unattachment and having a list of things that you let go of gives you that inner peace and freedom that you're looking for. And that's what that quote says to me. And that's what really resonated for me with this idea of to-do and to-don't lists and creating that free space to bring in more happiness and more meaning into my life. So make the to-don't list this week. I showed you mine. Now show me yours. It's time for a quick break. Welcome back to Blunt Cuts. Let's keep talking. Have we given up? Or are we still cleaning and showering?
I don't know about you, but quarantine 9+ months into this has put me into a different state, I would say. For me, the things I've given up on are completely hygiene related, and it's good that this is radio, so you don't have to smell that. But really, truly, I think that there are like these times where we're all on top of each other, and keeping my house clean has been something I've kept up with. And I'm consistently asked, from different family members or friends, like, oh, you have 3 kids, like they're into so much. Like, how do you keep your house clean with kids? And it's specifically when they were littler, right? Like, I think that was the magic. Everybody's like, well, do you have toys? Like, do your kids have toys? Do you need some toys? I have some toys for you. I'm like, oh, they had toys. They're just put in places, right? So I really started thinking about this, and I'm like, what is my process? And I don't know about you all, but quarantine has also upped my Netflix score to a whole nother level. And I've been watching all of the home organization shows. So The Home Edit, where it's just beautiful and they have all the right size containers. And at the end of the day, everything's crystal clear and there's no clutter and there's no thing you wouldn't want anyone to see. That one's my favorite. But the reality of that is once I got clear containers, I was like, yeah, no, there's some things I just want behind an opaque thing. I don't want to see everything that we own, right? So I think it's a balance of organization, process, but also just a reset. So for me, that is what works. That is what works in our family house, and I'll take you through that a little bit. There's those other shows, though. Let's stay on this Netflix journey for a little bit. The Marie Kondo show. I watched the first episode, left it, and I was like, yeah, things don't spark joy. I don't get it. I like things. They make me happy. I really like my mug. I wish you could see it. It's very fun, artist made and all the things. But does everything that I need to keep in my house spark joy? No. But do I need it? Yeah, kind of. So that one I was off for a while, and then I came back to, and I started understanding her process a little bit more. But for me, it isn't that. It's a reset button. So every night, I and my children, we reset the house. Like, we have a certain way that the house is, and every night we take 15 minutes and we reset the house. There are those nights, when you're having a few bottles of wine, or I'm the only one who drinks wine in my house, so those are nights, but where it doesn't get reset. And then I wake up, I'm like, we didn't do the reset, and I wish I did the reset. And I think with kids, it's awesome to be able to get into a space and just reimagine your mess every day. And I think grown-ups too. So when the space doesn't have that reset or that moment of back to square one, it just means you're kind of adding on and perpetuating on to whatever clutter or whatever mess is going on. So we learned when we first got children, we got them, how they had a lot of stuff, like babies come home and you have a lot of equipment, and then nothing fit in a normal house with all these baby equipment things. So we started realizing, oh, there are drawers in our TV stand we don't use. Perfect. So then we started putting the extra things in our TV stand. So at night it could kind of go away, minus the big contraptions of the swings and the pack and play, all the things that can't be hidden, right? So then they started getting bigger toys, and we started figuring out, all right, so if the TV stand drawers worked, what other sort of drawer or cabinet or space can we have that has areas that things can be put away, right? So we are a big cube storage kind of family. The cube storage thing worked for us. But every cube has a purpose. It's not just everything's tossed into the cubes and run away, hope they don't fall down. It is there's a music cube, there's a car cube. So we just resort at the end of the night. Even though Esme is going on 16 months, the shit that she pulls out and where it ends up in the house is pure inventive magic, I must say. She definitely makes her day count. So it's a reset. That is the biggest number one thing that I find works to keep clean. I think it can translate to other places and spaces in my house too. Like I have realized one area that I'm really bad at keeping clean is my like vanity. So I don't know what and how I make it so absolutely disgusting, but I mean, you've been here, right? Like I can't be alone. You like wiped down the vanity and you're like, what toxic mess is this? And like my face is in here, like my body is in here. Like this is my clean space. How the fuck is it so disgusting? And for me, that reset thing in the vanity space, I have been starting over quarantine. Well, mostly because I am not putting on as much makeup. So it's been a lot cleaner on my vanity, but I've just been doing like, all right, brush the teeth, wipe her down, and having a set of wipes up in like my bathroom. And typically all of our cleaning supplies are in a cleaning closet downstairs away from like every room. And I started thinking, I think I need what like zoned things in each room or in each space that I use all the time to clean. I think I need them in that space. So that's what I have figured out. Another little tip is like have the things you need to clean the space in the space that you need to clean. It sounds simple, but it works. It's like the minimal few cleaners that I need every day. And then the deep clean, when I like go after it, sure, that stuff can live like in the cleaning joy cupboard of all the chemicals. But really, truly having those few staples to like reset the space matters. And same when I'm like doing my makeup to go out, like that's happened in a very long time. But when that happened, I would realize I'd be like, so getting into my space, getting excited, getting like this look on. And then I'd be like, yeah, that's going to stay there till I get home. And then I get home and then I want to clean it up. So I just made a little spot for everything. Plus, I think in your mid 30s, you've kind of gotten a little bit of a look down. I mean, some people are far better at makeup than I am, so they're inventive. I have a lot of stuff that I just wasn't using or didn't need. So I started just like pawning it off to my 10-year-old so she can play makeup and all those things. So I have my typical few lip colors, few blushes, foundation, and like mascara. And I have yet to find the right eyeshadow. I don't know. I'm still on a journey because I'm bad at eyes. So I just use like a little blush or whatever. Little highlighter. The highlighter goes a long way. And I have those basic little products, right? So I think that the bathroom is the area that I like notice my own personal space being the absolute most disgusting. So that has been something over quarantine that I'm like, I'm going to just like keep this shit clean. But the toys, the keeping the house clean with kids, it's not easy. Like they are crazy bad at thinking, especially like my older two, Dash is 7 and Ava is 10, and things that end up like Ava makes slime. Like she loves to make the slime. I fucking hate the slime. We do have a house rule that I don't allow Play-Doh in my house. It's always been a thing. I think once somebody got Play-Doh and it got stuck in between my hardwood floors and I cried for like a week and I was like, that's it. This mama just finally got hardwood and you just ruined it. And then that was me welcoming children into my life and everything is ruined. But Ava and Dash are specifically like really great at finding the most random things. A top to a slime container or a bottle of glue or some sort of thing. And it ends up on my kitchen counter. I'm like, where is this? You don't even make this in here. You have a slime zone. Like, why is this here? And if we didn't reset every night, those like, why the hell is this random thing here in this place would perpetually add up. And I think that's what happens. Like that is what happens over time. Like same thing with mail. Like, fuck that. No one needs paper mail. I don't know. So I went through a whole journey of like also taking the time to get real about the mail and the paper situation of what comes into our home. And it doesn't even come in anymore. Quarantine started that because I like any delivery like had its waiting period of 48 hours before I would let it into our house. Plus I was wiping my groceries down. So I had like this whole zone in my garage. I know, I'm a hypochondriac. had this whole zone in my garage for like doing this. So then I was like, well, why don't I keep this zone for all the random like things that come in? So important bills that I need to pay. Great, fine. Take it out of its envelope, recycle the envelope, like put it in my like folder and bring it up to my office because that's where I'm going to actually pay these bills, right? And then it just became normal. Like, oh, everything out of the mailbox stops in the garage and doesn't come in. So mail clutter, check. I think all those little things, right? But it's that reset. It's really, truly has been the number one thing. Every single space, if we can just reset it every night. The dishwasher is a big thing. My kids, they learned at a very early age. That was their very first chore, I think. Yep. Ava was 3, excited about a step stool, and I was like, well, here, put the cups away. And since then, she's been putting the dishes away. Dash joined the club at 3 as well because she's like, well, at 3, I was doing it. I'm like, she knew, but she has heard stories of how she was. So her younger brother has to too. So making them responsible for those little things that like don't get done. If I have a dishwasher full of dirty dishes in the morning, I lose my mind. I'm like, who didn't run the dishwasher? And like, why are there still dishes in here? Like, come on, team, reset the space. So it's those little things, but it all comes back to that reset the space thing. So my Netflix feature will be called Reset the Space. And yeah, that's my rant on quarantine and how I'm still keeping a clean house with kids. I believe in you. You can do it too. It makes me feel good to just get in my space and have it like able to be invented the next day over and get the mess made. I'm not so concerned about the mess. I'm more concerned about like over time what would happen. And I think that having a clear, clean space and a clean head to kind of start my day really makes a difference. So I think you can do it too. If you don't want to, fuck it. I don't want to shower. So like have your dirty house and live it and do you. But for those of you who are looking at it, try reset. Try that. Try it out. All right. Love you. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's continue the conversation on Instagram. You can find us at Blunt Cuts Podcast.
Blunt Cuts is a production of Matriarch Digital Media. Executive producer Twyla Dang. Edited by Beth K. Gibbs. Production assistant Mia Register. You can find more great podcasts from Matriarch Digital Media at matriarchdm.com.